Today we have this DirecTV DVR box. That's right, for some of you guys that don't know, before Netflix and Hulu, this is how you got your TV. But right off the bat, if you open up this door, there was an access card. That's right, when your parents left town, you guys would be scouring the house trying to find this. But if you get down in on that guy, you're going to see a gold style IC chip. This is thin flashing of gold, but hey, it's there, it exists, and it'll go in with your IC process. You just cut around it and you put it in with those guys, you don't pass it up. Alright, so we got all the screws removed, and I tell you what, a lot of people say modern day electronics are not worth scrapping out, but hey, that's going to be some scrap steel. And check it out, they always got secrets inside. That's going to be a coaster for the Dew Cup, we got a sticker for the sticker wall, and we have a magnet for the Dew Fridge. So I tell you guys what, if you want to see somebody scrap out a microwave like nobody's business, head over there and check out the Scrap Meister. Tell them Scrooge sent you. So what are we going to have inside? Right off the bat, you're going to see this power board, and you're going to see gold corner BGA down there, and there's even some gold pins shining down in there. But hey, there's going to be a lot of screws that you got to get rid of. So we're just going to crank these guys out of here. Alright, so we got the power board right here. Well, how can you tell it's a power board? Because that's where it's going to be plugged in. It's normally a low-grade brown board, but there's still going to be some secrets and some goodies to be had, so we're going to check this out. Alright, so there's a couple tabs in the front. You just push down, and this front plate comes off, and there's going to be a board inside there as well. So, but we're going to get to the main board, and that again is going to leave you with some steel. You may have some stainless steel risers in there, but those are magnetic, so that this is all just going to be in your shred steel pile. But hey, that all does add up. But again, we're going to get the screws out of this board, and let's see what's in there. Alright, so we got the board loosened up, and let's see what's going to be in there. I have no idea. So there's going to be some tactile switches. There's going to be little dobs of gold in there. If we get you guys on in there, again, every one of these switches, you'll hear it click, and that means that there's going to be some silver or potentially some gold in your higher end electronics. And again, these LEDs are really good. I don't know if you'll be able to see, but if we get you guys in there, you might be able to see, yeah, you can see the gold bond wire right inside that LED. That's why I keep all of my LEDs, because they do have a very nice little gold bond wire inside of there. And again, a lot of people end up just passing this stuff up. And here you have the receiver for your remote, and I've been told to just throw them in with my LEDs as well, and they will add up, and they do have a form of gold in there. You just can't see inside because it's infrared. And then you're also going to have a 3-leg transistor right here. Again, each one of those legs is going to represent a gold bond wire inside of this little package right there. And if you look right here, these little guys right here, that's a C for a capacitor, that is going to be a tantalum capacitor. And there's another one right here. They come in this shape, little tube shape or whatever you want to call them, and they come in that color, and they have red writing. And so they're going to be tantalum, and they go in with my other tantalum. Why? Because tantalum does have a lot of silver. It's really hard to get to the tantalum being a backyard refiner. So either A, you save them up and you sell them as tantalum, or B, you refine them and you get the silver out of them. But if you get the silver out of them, remember, you won't be able to really sell them for the tantalum because they will not be recognizable. And now we have the main board. That's right, so you guys can see the gold corner BGA. And for all you new guys, if we get you in there closer, so this is a BGA. This knob on the top of it is going to be where all your gold is. Yeah, you're going to be able to take this whole guy off. You slide a chisel underneath of it, and it pops off. When you do take this epoxy off the top of it, you're going to see some visible gold underneath there. Here, let me show you. Alright, so here we are. A couple whacks with the old hammer there, and this guy goes flying off. Normally, like I said, I will do it in my Depop box. I did lose a corner of it, but that's okay because it's over there in the box, and we will get that back. But yeah, so you guys are going to see that gold flashing underneath there, and you're going to say, hey, that's a lot of gold, Scrooge. Well, most of your gold is going to be in this epoxy glob right here. All the bond wires are going to be gold inside of there. And once you do get the epoxy off the back, you're going to see all that gold. And yeah, I know, you're going to be like, that's a lot of gold. No, I've seen better men than me try to get that gold off of there, and they've done it 5 different ways from Sunday and still have not been able to do it. Maybe the gold corner comes off of there. Hey, I will end up putting that into my my AP solution, and it'll just float that gold off of there. It'll take months and months and months, but you can see the layers right there. It's there, it does exist, and it will add up. It's just a bugger to get to, that's for sure. But you can see the foils right there. They're microns thin, but they're there and they exist. But the gold you're gonna go after is down in this guy for sure. And if you look down in there, maybe we can see the gold bond wires sparkling in there. And if not, just trust me that they are in fact in there, and that's where a majority of your gold is going to be. So when you do depopulate these boards, you're going to want to try to keep all of this stuff at least collected. A lot of people ask me why I use a carpet. There's a reason why I use a carpet, because when stuff like this goes flying, I go with my magnet and I pick it all up, and I pick up all the magnetic material and I get that out of the way, and then I will shake the non-magnetic material down into a container and I will keep it all and save it for later. My next logical step is going to be getting rid of all of these capacitors. They're aluminum. You talk to your scrapyard and you see if they'll take it for pop can aluminum. Some places won't, but I just get them out of the way so that then I can start getting towards these IC chips, because the IC chips are going to be what you're going to go after next, because yes, there's going to be a lot of nice gold pins down here and in there, and then we will get to those as well. Next step is, if you look down on the board, we're going to start getting these capacitors off. There's going to be ceramic disc capacitors, and I do believe there's going to be Mylar, or they will be MLCC style ones, but they're marked with a C on the board, so I'll put them all in a capacitor and know that that's what they are. What else are we going to have? You're going to see these silver crystal oscillators, and they're everywhere, and they're the most readily identifiable thing you can find on the board. And I tell you what, they're a bugger to get into. If you haven't seen the Sega video, go check it out. We crack open one and you see exactly how they work. But they're pretty identifiable, and we keep them. Why? Because they do have precious metals in them, and they come in all shapes, sizes, form, and orientations, but they do have silver and they exist, and we keep them. Okay, and so we have this. What is that? Well, remember that card I showed you in the beginning? That's going to have that gold, and if that has gold here, it's going to reciprocate through where the connections are. That's right, they're going to be gold pins right inside of here. There's not going to be much, and they're going to be kind of thin, but I tell you what, they do add up. So if you crack this plastic off the board, it's going to give you access to these guys here. And if you look right there, you're going to have bonus little springs right here. So you want to be careful, because there's another one right here. If we get you a closer look, you can see there's going to be some gold plated springs right here, along with right here, and we're going to clip those guys off and add them into our gold pile. And then what else are you going to see? You're going to see some gold pins right here. If I turn the board kind of cattywampus, you can see that they're gold plated pins, and we're going to get those off as well. Alright, so now we're going to take care of the IC style chips, and basically take a sturdy knife and make sure you're careful and just run along the side of them. You'll hear the feet or the legs, whatever you guys want to call them, start to give way, and you slide your knife under there, and there you go, Bob's your uncle. They're done. You do the same thing on this guy, and you slide underneath of there, and it usually comes up. Now these four-legged packs, four-sided packs, same concept, but if you want a little easier go at it, you just go along all three sides, and it's a little easier when you're not trying to film it, but hey, again, there it is. And these are going to be your BGAs, and you'll take a wood chisel. It's over there on the bench. I can go grab it and pop these guys off. Again, there's going to be another BGA right here, and for all you guys that don't know, that's a BGA. That's going to be a ball grid array. It's going to have a bunch of balls underneath of here, and they're going to be soldered, and they're going to correspond to a gold bond wire in the center of the chip, just like for all you guys here. Every one of these legs on this IC chip correspond to a gold bond wire that goes into the center of this chip, and that's where a lot of your hidden gold is going to be. Along with these packages here, I'm willing to bet my hat that these are all going to have corresponding gold bond wires. Not every IC chip is created equally, but hey, on the whole, I tell you what, I haven't met one I haven't liked, and I put them all in my process. Alright, so let's crack into this bigger guy. I'm not sure exactly what's going to be in there, but again, all you do is you take a couple sets of pliers and you grab it and you just crack into it, because the best way to know what's in there is to look. And now if you look down in there, you can see the die that I'm always talking about. And let's see if there's going to be some gold in there, because even though it doesn't show up, it may still be there. It just may be a light coating. So let's look down in there. And yeah, if you can see inside there, there's going to be some gold right down in there for sure. So again, again, you just collect these up, and even if they're not having visible gold, there's still going to be some silver in there as well. But you can see on the ends of those wires, if I get them to focus, that there's going to be some light gold plating in there for sure. So yeah, you definitely don't want to get rid of these ever. So these just all go in my pile together. And then again, we have one of the, what I think is a memory IC chips right here. And if you give the guys a little crack, you flip them over, and you're definitely going to see some silver in there. And you may be lucky enough to see the gold bond wire sticking out. Let's see if we can get a nice shot of that. So yeah, that's going to be the bond wire, and that's definitely going to have some gold in there. You can see it in there, and it's going to have some silver to be had for sure. So absolutely, yeah, you can see the gold right there. That's a nice little shot if it ever focuses. But hey, I tell you guys what, that's absolutely where you find your free gold. Alright, so the rest of this stuff on the board, like these BGAs and such, are going to be surface mount material that will run through the oven after we take this set of RCA jacks and these power jacks. But these guys right here are going to be gold plated pins, so we're going to get those guys out for sure. And there's going to be a switch right here I am interested in seeing. But if you take these guys right here, these boxes are everywhere. And if I find my little nippers, we'll crack into them and see what's happening, because you see them all over the place for sure, but you never pay attention to them. And sometimes they have some goodies, and this time there's really not much of nothing. There's going to be some surface mount MLCCs and resistors and such in that guy, but you will find some that actually have 1, 2, or more silver crystal oscillators. So there's another silver crystal oscillator, and there's an IC chip. It's hard to say them both at the same time, but there they are. So again, you're going to take both of those off of this board. But now if you look at the back of the board, there's not going to be really much and nothing to be had. But there's still going to be some more items on here. Again, we're going to clip this stuff off, and we'll throw it in the pile, and we'll run it down at the end of the video here. Alright, so I was going to show you how to get those copper bearing transformers off there, and I literally looked at them and they fell apart. No joke. So basically all you do is you clip these guys off of there, and you can put something in there, and usually it'll come flying off, but in this case now it's already starting to peel off in a different way. But hey, it comes off there, and check it out. That's going to be a nice little blob of copper. That's right, you save that stuff up, and we'll be melting that off. And now this guy here, same concept, you whack a do with a hammer, and this guy will come off of there. And what is this going to be? Well, you don't throw this away. This is ferrite. This is ferrous material. It's magnetic, so you can put it in with your steel, and it all adds up, and it will weigh up. And again, you do the same thing. Now this guy is going to be a little horse of a different color. I tell you what, a lot of people will keep them and throw them in with their copper motors and such like that. Why do they do that and not go for the copper? Because this guy is going to have a bunch of tape, and when you start peeling them off, some of these may come off decently, other ones may not, but you're going to have a layer of tape and a little layer of copper, and you're going to continue to do that, and it's going to be the dreaded toilet paper roll of death. So you decide what you want to do with that guy there. So was it worth taking apart a completely random electronic we found in the garbage? Well, absolutely. Let's start with that guy for sure. Right there off the bat, you're going to see that my camera's hard at focusing. But hey, there's going to be some gold there, and there's going to be an IC chip, and it's going to go in our IC chip process. Same thing. And you're going to have a little bit of copper. That's right. You get a little bit of free copper. That's a ferrite rod right there. Again, you're going to whack a do with a hammer. That will come out, and that's going to be some beautiful copper number 2 wire right there for sure. Absolutely don't pass that stuff up. And you're still going to have some BGAs and such said goods and activities on this board as well, and we'll depopulate this in our oven because surface mounted material comes off a lot easier, and we'll get that silver crystal oscillator off of there as well. So what else do we have? Well, let's do our silver bearing material. Let's get it in there. So we cracked open those guys, and again, they're going to have that mylar inside. Now there is a little piece of metal in there, and I'm not exactly sure what that metal is, but we have our disc capacitors right here. That's right, everybody talks about them, and there's a debate whether they have silver or not, and I tell you what, the older vintage material sure does. I don't pass them up, I keep them, and we do our thing with them. Now these resistors, on the other hand, I've not heard anything about them except for some I have cracked open and found gold caps on the ends of them. They look brass, but they're in fact gold, but for a majority of them it doesn't look as though they're going to have any precious metals. And then we're going to see our silver crystal oscillators right there. Again, if you guys want to see what one looks like when you open it up, go over to that Sega video and check it out. We cracked one open. They're pretty neat. And now we're going to have our tactile switches. Some will have gold in them and some will have silver, but I tell you what, they'll all go in the same process, and we'll try to pull the gold out at the same time. Now we have the diodes here. I haven't heard much about these guys right here having any kind of precious metals, but there's a nondescript one right here. It came with it, and I'm not sure exactly what that guy's going to be. There were no markings actually on the board with this guy, so I don't know if that's going to be a capacitor or what that is actually going to be. It's kind of interesting, and it has a shape to it. It looks like it was broke, but it actually looks like it's meant to be that way. So if anybody has any information on that guy, go ahead and drop a comment down below. But so that's going to be our silver bearing material. And then we're going to move on to what we know will have some gold in there. And if we get down in there, you're going to see those 3-leg packages. Again, I save all these guys up and they'll go in my ICs, or maybe if we save them all up, we'll do their own process. And you're going to have another guy right here. This, the bang for my buck, is going to have a gold bond wire inside of it, so we're not going to get rid of it. And I'm looking for the LED we had, and there's the LED. And if you get as close as you can in there, that sure does have a gold bond wire inside there. We'll see if it wants to work with us and move around. Sometimes it does not, and there's unfortunately not much you can do about it, but you guys seen earlier in the video that that bond wire exists and it's there, and you're gonna have the gold pins. That's right, a lot of people say that that's not much, and I get it, that isn't much, but I tell you what, if you start adding those gold pins up, they start to add up quite a bit. So I tell you guys what, we don't pass them up at all. And you see those tantalum capacitors rolling around on a little tray there, and for sure, those are going to be tantalum. They're going to go on my tantalum, and we're going to decide whether we're going to wholesale them or we're going to process them for the silver. And so we're going to have our MOSFETs right here. They're going to be jam-packed with copper, and they're also going to have the potential to have little gold bond wires or little gold brazing inside of it as well. And again, you're going to see this guy here. We talked about this guy already. Yes, the gold is there. It does exist, but it's very, very, very thin. There's not very much of it, and it's a bugger to get to. Your bang for your buck is going to be collecting all the gold out of these chips right there. So I tell you what, absolutely, it's worth taking this stuff apart. If you guys just take a minute, hang out with me, take your stuff apart, and collect all the free gold. So if you guys had fun hanging out or you're learning anything new, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and that notification bell on your way through the door to be notified of when we put out new videos like this for you guys. For all my subscribers, thanks a lot for hanging out with me again today. For my wife, I love you, and for my kids, go wash your face.